Welcome back to the Vintage Firearm series, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the Savage variant of the famous Browning A5. In 1898, John Browning went to Winchester, as he had so many times before, and offered them a licensing agreement on this gun. They dragged it on for 2 years until finally John Browning had had enough. Their relationship never recovered. They had had so many guns that they had worked together on over the years, and Winchester owed so much of their success at that point in the history of Winchester that it was unbelievable that they could possibly treat John Browning that way. It seems to me that John Browning never forgave them, and there was a reason for that, and I'm going to come up with that in a future episode of why I believe that he never did forgive them for the way they treated him and dragged it on for 2 years. But anyways, he went to FN. FN was so excited about building the shotgun that they named it after him, and it became known as the Browning A5. It was highly successful, but we had some difficulty importing it into the United States. I believe it had something to do with import fees or tariffs or something like that. John Browning was in fact importing some himself through Utah, and Winchester actually had the nerve to go and buy one on the sly, and then and then go ahead and try to go around his patents, which was a ridiculous and very low thing to do. They eventually did that, and it was called the Widowmaker by people who knew it well. It was a dangerous gun because John Browning had the rights to this right here. You couldn't put that level on it, okay? And so you had to cock it up through the end, and I've got a video on that under the Widowmaker, and I've got another one coming up that's going to be very interesting too, because I know the history of the person who was, I believe, the original owner. I need to document some more. I think I'm going to be successful in doing that. Okay, so to get back to this, so there was a problem with FN, though. They had a problem importing them because of fees or tariffs or things along those lines. So John Browning eventually went to Remington. Remington would produce the guns in the United States under the same licensing agreement, but they wouldn't be allowed to be quite the features. They were missing just a couple of features, which were pretty nice, to be honest. And then eventually, in 1930, Savage entered into an agreement to also produce this weapon. From 1930 to, I think it was 1949, they produced the Savage variant. Now this one here is a 38,000 number, so it's going to be relatively early. Records are difficult. If somebody knows how to date something exactly, I'd appreciate it. Now, but we know that starting at around 60,000, those were the war years, and the guns were sold to the military. So anything under 60,000 would then be a 1930s gun. This is, like I said, 38,000. So it would, in fact, probably be mid-30s. It's a very interesting gun. I enjoy shooting it, and I think we're going to have some fun out there today. Now, I do want to mention this is 16 gauge, which I think is a great gauge, and the ammo is a little harder to get. I think I'm going to start reloading it. And so I think we're all set here. This has got a bit of use to it. Doesn't seem to hurt it any. A little story on this. I was in a gun store, and I saw it from about 40 feet away. And I knew in principle what it was, but I couldn't determine whether it was a Remington or it was a Savage. And I had a Remington. I got a couple of Remingtons, so I knew it wasn't an A5, but I didn't know if it was a Savage, and the Savage is the one I wanted. So after the gentleman, he was trying to sell it to the store, and after they did not come to an agreement, I asked a good friend of mine at the store, and he asked the owner very quickly if I could go ahead and follow the guy out. I did. We came to an agreement, and I purchased it from him. So that's basically it. It's good to have a good relationship with your FFLs, and I will honestly say that I do. There's a number of them I deal with in my area and actually elsewhere, and I have a good relationship, or I try to have an excellent relationship with them. So let's go out, shoot this a little bit, and have a little fun with it, okay? I think it's going to be great. I think you'll love this. And the one thing about every one of them, whether it be the original A5, the Remington variant, the Savage variant, or even the ones that were made in Japan, all the things. You have to remember that this gun was made for at least 90 years, and it was the first real automatic shotgun. So the design, was John Browning ahead of his time? Was Winchester crazy not to go ahead and do it? And then go ahead and create a gun that was radically inferior, but they claimed was better. I own both. I know it ain't better. Okay, so let's go outside and shoot this baby. Okay, so today we'll try our recycled cans. I do have to admit, I am looking forward to some new ones because these just don't fly as well as they used to. They used to fly. If you hit them right, you could knock them 12 feet straight up vertically. But in any case, I got pieces of it falling off as I'm talking to you. Look at this. Anyways, I guess I should leave that here because if I don't, somebody might step on it or something. Anyways, let me run down and place these on our rocks down there. I'll be right back. Just gonna have to get some targets, I guess. I mean, although I love the cans, if I could get certain times a year I have access to them, and I wish I've thrown so many away because I wasn't using them that much. But now all of these shotguns load differently, and I know what people say when they don't know how to load a certain shotgun, like a Model 12, but that's like second nature to me. This one here, oops. Okay, so. It's stuck down there. Huh. There we go. Old gun needs a little love. Okay, safety is off. Oh, let me go get some ears. I'll be right back. Put the safety on. Actually, I'm gonna take the gun with me. Okay, I'm back. So, got ears on. We'll go for the left target first, and if it cycles well, we'll go ahead and maybe keep nailing them. We got 4 shots. There we go. Probably just needs to be shot a little bit. This old girl, she's got some years on her, but she's still pretty. Okay, let's go back inside. Pop, let's go. Got a little something I want to say. Bye-bye. It's really kind of cool to be shooting a 16 gauge. They were very, very popular for a long time. Now they've gone out of favor, and I really don't understand that. You know, when you shoot it, I mean, a 12 gauge is, seriously, I love a 12 gauge, don't get me wrong, but there's an overkill side of it. A 20 gauge is wonderful and sweet, but you're limited until what the distances are that you can reach out and touch someone. So 16 is really powerful. You can make some big difference. I was able to knock those dilapidated cans, and I'm telling you, those are harder to move when the more holes you're getting. Surprise there, huh? Yeah. So just because there's more holes in them than there is metal left. I mean, why would that be harder to make a difference with? But in any case, this is a great old gun, made for a long time. You know, John Browning did good. You know, not only was it the first to pick up where I left off when the battery died. I'm going to learn to change the battery at the very beginning of filming. I have a tendency not to do that, and it usually dies during the outtake or something. But in any case, I'm really looking forward to a couple of episodes with similar guns to this. Now I'm going to explain to you a little bit. I've got a little bit later than this one. This was from the mid-30s, maybe early 30s. But the same design, but made by Remington. I have one coming up that's a riot gun. It was actually in World War II. It's in excellent condition. Way nicer condition than it should be for what it was. I think maybe it's a non-issued piece. But I'm also going to be comparing that to a civilian version. The same exact model, but a civilian version. I'm going to talk about the differences. And there's going to be a few very interesting differences in it. So I hope you hang around and you come and visit me from time to time. I'll miss you if you don't. And in any case, until next time, this has been the Vintage Firearm series, mostly uploaded on Rumble, but we also upload on YouTube as we do. We don't upload probably every episode to YouTube, but we'll get around to, after a period of time, we do get around to uploading a few of them at the present time. Probably maybe more than a few, but not all of them. Take it easy. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow on Rumble. Bye-bye.